Hey neighbor, Alicia Dolan here at Creating in My Corner. I'm so glad that you could join me tonight for another Stampin' Sunday episode. Last week we made a card. I don't know if you made it or not, but I made this card. Let's see, on last week's video, Follow Your Own Star. I really love the Stepping Stone stamp set. This is the one I used. And I had a challenge. So if you copied my card, if you cased it, copied and shared over on my Facebook page, then I would enter you into a drawing. And so what I'm going to do is go there real quick and make sure there are no more entries because you had until tonight to enter the drawing. Let me look really quick and see if there was any more than one entry. I know I had one. And so if she was the only entry, I will not need to do a drawing because I know that her name will be in the answer. All right, let's see. Okay, case challenge. And I see, let's see, I see one entry. One entry. So Tina is going to be the winner of the case challenge. And I will start doing more of these challenges. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's fun to choose stuff to give away. And I'm really excited to send her a surprise in the mail. And I'll be doing that this week. So if you are interested in the future in participating, all you have to do is watch the video and copy my card and then share in the comments on Facebook. So it'll be in the comments underneath the card that I share. I hope that you can hear me okay today. I don't see any comments yet. Or so if you're listening and you can give me a thumbs up or just comment and let me know that you can hear me, that would be really great too. So I just got home today from a birthday party and I had not had time to plan out what we were going to work on. So it's going to be a surprise. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to turn the camera around and find something to do and we'll get started. So if you have any comments, then please leave them. Please leave them for me because I always get really excited to see comments. I'm excited to see that you're watching, but I'm really excited about comments too. Because that's what helps me get better. It helps me to know what you're looking for and that you're enjoying this. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get started making a card. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why it always points at the ceiling when I first start, but I always have to turn the camera around. So I hope you don't mind that. All right, so we'll get started tonight and let's do something from Sale-A-Bration since it's going to be ending this month and we only have a little bit more time to order it. Let's see. Okay, you guys, this is a host set from Sale-A-Bration called In the Country. So let's try and make something with this. And I also have some Sale-A-Bration paper over here. This is the Dainty Flowers paper. And I think this will make a really pretty card. Let's use some of this. All right, let me see what other patterns we have here. Oh, there's a lot of pretty ones. No. Okay, we're going to use this green for now. And let's see, I think we'll go with this image up here. So when you get a new set, a set that's a cling set, it comes like this. And all you have to do is punch the image out. If you get a photopolymer set, they are not like this at all. You don't have to do any work to get them ready to stamp. But in my experience, they stamp just a little bit differently. Okay, and then you get a sheet with the stickers on it as well. And they all have a little break kind of in the center. So you're going to peel those pieces off. There are different ways to do this to put them on your stamps, but this is the way that I found works the best for me. And then you're going to pick up your stamp and line up your image. And we're going to peel the back off of that. And then what we're going to do is line it up. And I always try to line up one side first and then just kind of lay the rest down. So if we line it up kind of as we go and then press it down, then when we peel it off of there, the image on this side should be the same as the image on that side. And I always keep my piece that I punch it out of, and I just stick it back in there. I find that helps my stamps not wander around inside the case. And it makes it easier for me to find. I don't know if that helps anyone else or not, but it helps. It does help me. All right, and then we're going to peel the back off of this one. Oops. And Tina, if you're watching out there, congratulations. You won the casing challenge. Okay, so we're going to line this one up. And then press it down. And peel it off. And then we can just store it right in here. And what I like to do is peel this extra part off, turn this over, and I leave this right inside my stamp case because then my stamps don't get stuck to the actual case. Some people like them to be stuck there. I do not. Okay, so I think that I want to work with this top set, which is kind of like a little stairway up to a door. And then there's another, it's not a doorway really at the bottom. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but this is the stamp I'm going to use tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that stamp out and kind of get a good idea what size it is. Let's see, we could probably go 2.5 maybe by 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm going to get a piece of white, and I've got some pieces right over here. Let me see what size that is. That one is 2.5. So then I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to cut it at 4. All right, and that should fit right on there. Okay, and I'm going to grab my Stamparatus because I'm going to use that to do my stamping tonight. And then because I'm using a stamp that has foam already in it, I'm going to take out the foam mat in my Stamparatus. And I'm going to be stamping right on my, if you don't know about the Stamparatus, it has like a clear, shiny plate, maybe acrylic. I'm not really sure exactly what that is. But then I always put a couple pieces of grid paper over the top of that. And then I'm going to line up my paper. So I kind of want it to go right here. And I can put my magnet down and line up my stamp. And these magnets are really strong. If you haven't used the Stamparatus before or haven't used it much, be super careful with the magnets. If you're using two on the top plate, they will, if they get too close, they will snap into one another, and sometimes they break. So you really want to be careful with those. Okay, now I've got some Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I am going to stamp. I'm going to, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Usually when I'm using my Stamparatus, I like to put a little something underneath the plate to kind of hold it level. I forgot that step for a minute. Then I'm going to ink up my stamp. And let's see what our image looks like. I haven't used this one before, so I'm not sure exactly how it's supposed to look. Let's see. I think that's right, but I think I might have missed a little bit here along that side. I can't tell. Maybe not. Here, let's actually, if we compare it to this image here, it looks about the same. So we're going to go with that. Now, there are different types of stamps. You'll see some sometimes that are marked distinctive, and the stamped image they leave behind is different than a very solid image. It's not a real solid image. All right, I'm just going to clean off my stamp real quick. Okay. And let's put it back in the case. Okay. And here's our designer series paper that we want to use. And let's choose a card base. Maybe tonight we want to go with, let's see. Let's try Sahara Sand. I think that'll look nice. This one. And so, yep, we're gonna do it. Okay, so let's cut that 5.5 by 8.5. So we just have to put it in here like this. And I need to scoot some things here on the right hand side just a little bit. They are holding up my trimmer. I don't think you can see that, but there, I have a little bit of a mess here on my table, just on the right hand side. I'm trying to keep it hidden, but if you really wanted to see, I would show you. Okay, so here's our card. We're gonna fold that in half, right at the score mark at 4 1/4. So this will make a very standard size card. Let's see. And tonight I cannot. Oh, there it is. Okay. I always think I have everything ready, and then I get on here and I can't find any of the stuff that I use consistently. Okay, so here's our card base. And I think we'll add a layer of mossy meadow. That look too dark? No, I think that's all right. Okay. And we're gonna cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm gonna cut 5 1/4 first. Oops, sorry about that. I bumped right into the little arm by 4. Okay, and that'll be our first layer. And then 5 1/4 by 4, and then we'll do 3 3/4 by 5. In 3/4 by 5. And we have our little image here. And let's put a little border around our image in mossy meadow. So since we made this one 2 1/2 by 4, we are going to make the next layer 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And sometimes I do measure in the 1/8 of an inches, but very rarely. I'll usually go with 1/4 inches. Okay, so these will be our layers like this. And then we need to color in I feel like we need to color in our picture next. So I'm going to kind of go by these colors that are in the paper. So if we turn it over, every pack of paper on the back will tell you some of the colors that are in there. So this one says, this is the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper, only available during Sale-A-Bration. But the colors are Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rich Razzleberry, and Starry Sky. So let me grab some of those. Okay, I know that Starry Sky I only have in this regular size stamping pad, but I have, let's see. Oh, I already forgot what colors. Let's see. We need crushed curry. I cannot find that one either. All right, let's see. Crushed curry. All right, I'm not, evidently, I am not having good luck tonight finding my colors and ink pads. Okay, so I have Starry Sky, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive. All right. All right, I have an acrylic block here, and I'm going to grab some of my Stampin' Write markers real quick. It wasn't quite close enough to the table. It almost bit the dust. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Flesh fry, fresh curry, fresh freesia. I know I have fresh freesia over here. All right, so let's see. And we need some Mossy Meadow. Okay, let's start with these and see where we go. All right, so what we're gonna do to color with these is we are gonna squeeze them together and then open them up. And what that does is it deposits a little bit of color down here on the bottom of our Stampin' Pad. So we're gonna do the same thing with each one. You've got Mossy Meadow, Fresh Freesia, and now we're gonna do Starry Sky. Okay, so there are those. And then we're gonna need some basic gray. So what I'm doing is taking a Stampin' Write marker and I'm just coloring on this acrylic block. Because I don't want to color directly on the paper. I want to get some, I want to be able to add my layers of color myself. And then I'm going to use one of these Stampin' Blends, blender pens, not Stampin' Blends, a blender pen. And I'm going to add the color on with that. So actually I don't need gray. I need Sahara sand. And I have some right here. So I'm just going to turn that around and add this to the other side. Now this color is really light, so it'll be really hard to see on the acrylic block. But I can still take my Stampin' Blend blender pen and use it to color. So I'm just going to come along here. And without going over the places where I've stamped too much, I'm going to add in that Sahara sand color with this blender pen. Now, when you're using a blender pen like this, you have to work fairly quickly, especially if you're not using watercolor paper, a heavyweight paper. It will work with the basic white, but you have to move quickly and you can't layer on quite as many layers as you could if you used watercolor paper or the shimmery white paper. It will take a lot of layers of color as well. All right, so what I'm doing right now is just coloring in kind of what would be that brick. Okay. And I need a little bit more of that Sahara sand. I'm kind of running out already. Now, this trick won't work with the Stampin' Blend because those are alcohol based. But they color really well all by themselves. So you probably wouldn't need to use this trick with those. I usually use this when I want to get a lighter shade of whatever the color is that I want. Because we do have Stampin' Right markers that you color with. But sometimes they're just a little bit more bold than the color that I'm looking to get. Okay, and then I could not find any of, let's see, crushed curry. I feel like that's a yellow color, but I'd like to get some of this kind of orangey color in here. And I have Andrew Tango. That's an older color. A little marker that's called Cajun Craze. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of that. And now I'm going to move on to some of these little terracotta pots up here. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that color and add it in up here. And then I think these are vines coming down. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of this. That's Sahara sand. For this pot right here, there's another little planter right there. And you can see how that just gives it a little bit different color there. All right, and I added some of the basic gray down here for the shadows. Now remember, we don't want to go over this too many times in the same spots, especially when it hasn't had time to dry yet, because that will wear our paper out really fast. I do think it's nice when you use these blender pens, how you can mix the colors a little bit on that acrylic block and kind of get a little different color than you would have got with any one color. Okay, and then let's make our door this Cajun Craze, and we'll make it a little bit brighter. So we're just gonna go this. That doorway. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to add a little more color right here on this planter down here. And then all we have to do is just wipe it off on our piece of grid paper. And the color pretty much comes right off. And we can clean this acrylic block either with our chamois or just with soap and water. So now we're going to color in some of these little plants and greenery. Now remember, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of meant to be a little bit out of the lines. Got some artistic freedom with this. You can make it any color you choose, any pattern. You could add in more lines if you wanted to, more specific flowers. Okay, and then I'm going to color in some of these little patches on the wall. Like maybe there's moss growing. Because I kind of like the thought of that. All right, and then I've got a few more little spots up here. Okay, and now I want to add in some little flowers. So I'm going to grab some of that starry sky. I'm going to color in some little flowers here and there. You will notice the darker colors will hold on a little bit longer. Sometimes I keep one end of my blender pen for dark colors and one end for lighter. It just depends on how specific I want my colors to be, but they come in a set of 3 and they last a really long time. Okay. All right. All right, and now I'm pretty happy with the way that's turning out, but what I want to do next is add a little bit of blue up at the top for the sky. And then a little more Sahara sand down here at the bottom. Actually, maybe I'll do some crumb cake to kind of make it look more like dirt down there at the bottom. Hi, Tina. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but you won the prize. So I'm going to be sending you a surprise this week. Okay. So now we're going to take our blender pen, and this time we want to add some down here to the bottom. So what I'm going to do is make sure it's really light because I don't want to add too much at once. And then I'm just going to go like this and kind of add a little bit of shadow down here. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it around and add some blue to the top. And this is the balmy blue. Okay, so we're just gonna, oh, it doesn't look very pretty, does it? I must have not cleaned it up the last time I used it. Okay, so we're just gonna add it up here at the top, like sky. And it's okay if it's not perfectly even. The sky's not even. And we just want to work it quickly across there so that we're not going over the same spot too many times. Let's see. I think we'll make it go kind of up this way. Now, if you were using, you could also do the same technique and use a water painter. But as you can see, my paper already is starting to flake a little bit. So if you're going to watercolor, you really want to use either the watercolor paper or the shimmery white cardstock. I hope more people will join. I want to do more challenges. So maybe at the end of today, I'll put another challenge up. But I was thinking maybe only one a month. So actually, I will not today, but I will put another one up in March. Okay. So here is our drawing, and here's our card. And I'm thinking that I need some ribbon. What color ribbon do we need? All right, let's go with this white crinkle ribbon because I have quite a bit of this. And that'll look nice, I think. Okay, I don't know what it is about me, but I always want to straighten out this crinkle ribbon. I do not want it to be crinkled. I know it's supposed to be. I just don't like it like that. Okay, so let's glue these together. We're going to turn our colored piece over. And here's my liquid glue. I'm going to make a thin line around the edges, leaving a little space for my finger, and then a squiggle down the middle. I'm sorry if I still sound a little funny, you guys. I feel like my voice is not quite back to normal yet. I wasn't feeling good last week. I had a terrible stuffy head, and but now I just have like a little bit of a lingering cough, and it's making my voice, well, I don't feel like I sound like myself. And maybe you guys think I always sound this way, but I don't. At least I don't feel like I do. Okay. Oh, this is the other side of that paper I wanted to show you. It's really pretty. Both sides are really pretty. And that's the Dainty Flowers Sale-A-Bration paper. So you can get that. It's a $50 reward, I guess. You can get that with any $50 order during Sale-A-Bration, which is only through the end of February. So really, the time is running out. If you didn't get some, you should get some. All right, let's see. All right, so that's glued together. Okay, so now it's going to be like this. We've got our 2 layers on the card and this one. And let's see, where should our bow be? I think we'll put it on this side over here. Okay, so now when I tie a bow, I always take whatever I want to tie it to and I turn it upside down. Okay, and I cross my left over my right and tuck it under. And then pull it tight. Let's see, I want my bow to be at the top, right? Okay, and then I pull up a loop on the left and go, let's see, which way do I have to go? Around the front and then through the middle. I always have to think about it. I'm not sure why, but sometimes it has to go around the back, sometimes it has to go around the front. But I always do, almost always do it the same way, where I start with the left side on the left side and the right, let's see, it'd be the tail end on the left side and the spool on the right. Okay, and then once you have it kind of where you want it, that's when you pull it tight. You don't want to pull it too tight before then. All right, so now I know I actually feel pretty good most of the time. I just feel like I sound funny. So when I first wake up, of course, it takes a minute. But I feel like that's always the case anymore. The other day I woke up and didn't think I was going to be able to get out of bed. Somehow I hurt myself the day before just putting on my clothes. So I don't know. I'm thinking that's my body telling me I need to exercise more, at least stretch better for sure. Okay, so now that we have our little bow on the front, we can glue this to the card. And we're going to do the same thing where we do thin line around the edge. Gotta leave that space for my finger. And then squiggle down the middle. I still haven't found my little turtle that helps me with my glue. But I've been cleaning my basement. You guys would be so proud of me. Well, if you like clean spaces, then you would be. But I got an extra little kick because we need a new furnace. And I don't want people down here trying to get around all those boxes and everything with a lot of heavy equipment. So it's been good for me this week. The kids have been off of school and I've spent a little time every day, except for the one day my back hurt, down here in the basement, cleaning and sorting things out. Okay, now we're going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on this. I feel like I might be losing track of my focus a little bit. I'm a little scattered, but I kind of like to talk to you while I'm working too. So, hopefully I'm explaining everything well while while we're getting to have a little chat. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the front, right here in the corner. And at first I was thinking I was going to need some kind of sentiment to go on here, but I don't think I do. I think when I send it out, I'll just put something inside. I do feel better than I sound, which is good, right? It could be much worse. So here's my card. Oh, you know what? We need some little sparkly dots or something. Hold on, let's see. What do I have? I have some. Let's see, what do we think about? Well, maybe the gold ones. I think the gold ones would be good. I was trying to think if I had any. Let's see, what do we think? These or these? I think let's see. I think the gold ones will stand out more. Let's go with those tonight. Okay. So okay, let's pick out some of these. And I'm just using my take your pick tool and getting some of these sequins on here. And then I think maybe one big one. There's two different sizes. There's like one sheet of the bigger size and one sheet of the smaller size. These are pastel adhesive back sequins. And I really like these. All right, let's see. Let's put this one right here. Okay, so now we've got, I feel like that looks more finished to me. So we've got 3 little sequins and our colored card. We're using the host, that was actually the host set from Sale-A-Bration. So let me know if you have any questions about this card. I'll be sending out the directions on in an email this week. I'm not going to say by Wednesday because last time I didn't quite get it done until late. So, but it will be sometime this week. I'll see you guys later. Happy stamping.